In the swirling world of British politics, speculation and intrigue can often overshadow the fundamental truths of governance. One question that seems to persist, surfacing with every shift in the political landscape, is whether King Charles III favours one party leader over another, whether, behind closed doors, he is quietly backing Nigel Farage or Keir Starmer. Yet the constitutional answer is both clear and unwavering. King Charles does not, and indeed cannot, favour either. The United Kingdom's constitutional monarchy is built on a bedrock principle known as royal neutrality, a doctrine that is not only tradition, but a vital safeguard for the non-partisan integrity of the Crown. Royal neutrality is more than just a polite custom. It is a legal and constitutional necessity that ensures the monarch remains above the fray of day-to-day politics. King Charles, like his mother, Queen Elizabeth II before him, is mandated, both by law and by the expectations of the British people, to refrain from endorsing, supporting, or criticising any political party or individual. This neutrality is not merely a passive stance, but an active duty that underpins the stability and continuity of the nation's governance. The monarch's words, actions, and even the appearances he makes are carefully calibrated to avoid any suggestion of political preference. The role of the monarch in the UK's political system is, by design, largely ceremonial. Yet, within these ceremonial duties lies a subtle but essential influence. The King's responsibilities include the opening of Parliament, the granting of royal assent to legislation, and the appointment of the Prime Minister and other key government figures. These actions might appear, to the casual observer, to be moments of political judgment or endorsement. In reality, they are strictly dictated by constitutional convention and legal requirement. When, for example, Labour won the general election on 5 July 2024, King Charles invited Keir Starmer to form a government. This was not a reflection of personal or political preference, but a constitutional duty, one that any reigning monarch would have fulfilled, regardless of the parties involved or the outcome of the election. Such ceremonial moments are frequently misinterpreted as endorsements or political statements. The annual state opening of Parliament is a prime example. On the 17th of July 2024, King Charles delivered the King's speech, outlining the legislative agenda for the new session. But while he reads the speech, its contents are not his own. The government of the day drafts the speech, and the monarch's role is to present it to Parliament, not to shape or comment upon it. The King's delivery is a constitutional formality, signifying the continuity of the state and the separation of powers between the Crown and the government. Perhaps the most misunderstood aspect of the monarch's relationship with politics, however, is the private weekly audience with the Prime Minister. This tradition, held behind the closed doors of Buckingham Palace, is a unique feature of British governance. During these confidential meetings, the King and the Prime Minister discuss the affairs of state. The King's role is to advise, to encourage, and, when necessary, to warn. This is the extent of his influence. He cannot set policy, issue directives, or make executive decisions. The privacy of these meetings is not just about discretion. It is designed to protect the impartiality of the Crown. By keeping the substance of their conversations secret, the monarchy avoids even the appearance of partisanship. This tradition has played out consistently, even as the political landscape has shifted dramatically. In the wake of Labour's 2024 victory, and throughout the tenure of Keir Starmer as Prime Minister, King Charles has continued his weekly audiences, providing continuity and wise counsel in private, but never crossing the line into political advocacy. When Angela Rayner, Deputy Prime Minister, resigned in 2025 and the government began to reshuffle, the palace's commitment to neutrality remained unchanged. No matter how turbulent the political waters, the monarchy stands apart, a symbol of unity and stability for the nation. Nigel Farage, leader of Reform UK, has likewise not been the subject of any special favour or engagement. In fact, recent events underscore this point. While King Charles joined Starmer and Rayner on a joint visit to a sustainable housing project in Cornwall in early 2025, The palace was quick to clarify that this was a non-partisan initiative focused on shared interests in housing development, not an endorsement of government policy or political figures. Farage, meanwhile, has not been involved in similar royal engagements, nor has the palace shown any inclination to do so. The monarchy's approach is consistent: maintain a distance from partisan politics and engage only in ways that reinforce its neutrality. This impartiality is more than ceremonial. It is crucial to the functioning of British democracy. If the monarch were to express open support for one party or leader, it would risk undermining the trust of the public and destabilising the delicate balance of constitutional governance. The monarchy's authority derives from its ability to represent all citizens, regardless of political affiliation. As such, King Charles's neutrality is not a sign of disengagement, but a powerful affirmation of his duty to the nation as a whole. Even in moments where the monarchy and government work together on public projects or charitable initiatives, the palace takes great care to affirm its political neutrality. Every public appearance, every statement, is weighed against the imperative not to show favouritism. This extends to moments when the king is seen with government figures on joint visits or at state events. Such occasions are organised to serve national interests, be they cultural, economic or social, not to advance a political agenda. As of September 2025, the political scene in Britain remains dynamic. Starmer's government is managing internal changes, while Nigel Farage is rallying his party at the Reform UK conference. Yet, amidst this flux, the role of the monarchy remains unaltered. King Charles continues to fulfil his constitutional duties, meeting privately with the Prime Minister, presiding over state ceremonies, and representing the nation with dignity and impartiality. So, does King Charles favour Nigel Farage or Keir Starmer? The answer, by law, tradition and constitutional necessity, is neither. The monarchy's neutrality is a cornerstone of the UK's political system. It ensures that, regardless of who holds power, the Crown remains a unifying force, standing above the political fray and serving as a symbol of continuity and national identity. Royal neutrality is not just a matter of custom. It is the vital thread that weaves together the fabric of British democracy, binding the past, present and future with a commitment to impartiality and public service. And as the country faces new challenges and opportunities, this enduring principle continues to guide the monarchy and the nation forward.